You're viewing Conversations on Conflict Management, a conversation with one of the world's leading researchers and authorities on conflict management, Dr. Afzal Rahim. In this conversation, Dr. Rahim, we want to talk about organizational learning. And I'm not sure everybody knows what that is. Could you talk a little bit about organizational learning?
When I wrote the first edition of the book did not have this. Then I realized that I should state the objectives of conflict management. Objective of conflict management is to enhance organizational learning, and this is not that well known. We have individual learning. We teach at the university, individuals learn, but organizational learning is difficult because you are talking about collective learning. For example, if you compare so many countries where there is no democracy, and you find their organizational learning is a lot lower than US. Whatever the problems are, organizational learning is still high, but it is collective learning. Like Motorola is a learning organization, its speed of learning is very high. Before things come out in the market, they have a good idea what the competitor is doing. So that requires learning at a high rate. And there are four things. First is knowledge acquisition, and individuals are acquiring knowledge. And then you want to transfer knowledge to the group, and that is lacking. Like if you learn something about conflict management, is it possible for you to go and talk to your supervisor and tell him that there is such a thing, conflict management, and you can give a seminar on it, and you can create a website? That is the beginning of organizational learning.
So that's in contrast to individual learning.
Yes. The individual learning is needed, then group learning and organizational learning. And
so we're talking about at a very high level.
Yes. And then there is third thing is knowledge interpretation. Mm-hmm. Like conflict management model, the one we discussed, the dual concern model, that has to be described. And the fourth component is you have to preserve this knowledge for the future.
Yes.
I hear that IBM has so much in their website, and there is a little bit of confusion how to retrieve the information. It can help. For example, in some organizations, several departments are doing the same research. Once you go into organizational learning and you have possibly you are thinking about knowledge management that comes with it, then you will not allow this duplication or waste of money. Like the Grace Commission report for it was war on waste on federal government. They said that same data are collected by 12 departments. One department should do it and share with others. So organizational learning will take care of all these inefficiencies, because there will be greater awareness of what is going on. And if you can add what is called knowledge management, that will be better.
And so if we're going through a population shift in the United States and many other countries where baby boomers are leaving organizations and retiring, how does this affect organizational knowledge and knowledge acquisition? I mean, are organizations going to lose a lot of their knowledge if a lot of people retire at the same time?
Yes, it is. Baby boomers are retiring.
Yes.
And the traditionalists are gone, maybe one or two left, but baby boomers are retiring. And there is Generation X. They are there, but about 75% of the workers are now millennials.
Yes.
Now, do the leaders know what the millennials want? I did a comparison. One thing I thought, the traditionalist, baby boomers and Generation X people, their motto was hard work, but that is lacking in among the millennials. Mm-hmm. Millennials want everything should be ready for them. Like you graduate, and graduation should not be that difficult. And everything should be ready-made. Hard work I prepared a matrix, it is not there. But they want better facilities, less work, and they want a lot of things from organizations, but I don't know if organization is ready to make all these changes. But organizations have to understand them. And there has to be a negotiation process. What these millennials are asking is not going to happen, but they should be given some legitimate, they should be given some things which they consider essential. So training is needed, because you don't want dysfunctional conflict between the two groups. Supervisors are from Gen X, and the employees are Gen Y, and there will be conflict. The best way would be to find out what the common things are, which is sometimes called principal negotiation.
Yes.
Principal negotiation. And that means, you cannot get all the things that you want, but you will get some things, but let us negotiate on that basis.
And sometimes we can have win-wins between us.
It can be win-win. Both parties should be happy with the decision. If one party is unhappy, another party is happy. No, that's not the way to go.
Now, one of the important elements in this conversation is the conflict management in the new paradigm. And you have several variables here that are very interesting to us. One of them is socially intelligent leadership. Do you want to talk about that just a little bit?
Actually, social intelligence is a topic that was abandoned many years ago, but I'm trying to revive that. The university encourages IQ or cognitive intelligence, but it did not pay attention to emotional and social intelligence. But social intelligence is possibly the most important thing. How do you deal with others? Like, you have your subordinates, you have colleagues and supervisors, but there are outside people like your customers. There are some institutional buyers of your product. How do you deal with them? So I am saying that if you want to manage conflict effectively, we need an intelligent leader who has cognitive intelligence, because you have a college degree, you have cognitive intelligence, but social and emotional intelligences will be needed. But I think, like Daniel Goleman, he talks about emotional intelligence. He said that emotional intelligence is more important than cognitive intelligence. And there are some proofs about that. Many of the CEOs who were high school dropouts, they are successful in their organizations. How did that happen? And we are attributing this. We are saying that they had emotional and social intelligence. That is why they could succeed. So we need cognitive intelligence, but that should not be the only thing. So that's we have to have leaders with multiple intelligences.
Multiple intelligences, not just cognitive, not just IQ.
There is a book by a Harvard professor on multiple intelligences. There is a famous book, and it talks about 7 types of intelligence. And the revision came out, it says that there are other ones which need to be recognized. So I'm talking about multiple intelligences. And then if you want to be successful, you create a good organizational culture, which is not based on punishment, but it is based on reward. It is based on positive reinforcement, really, positive reinforcement. And organization structure, we don't want a bureaucratic organization structure. Let us take the present situation with GM. GM's organization structure is taller than Toyota. Toyota has flattened their structure. So that's what is needed.
So that's fewer steps from top to
bottom. Fewer steps.
In the chain of command.
Absolutely.
Well, there are plenty more concepts for us to talk about. And thank you for viewing Conversations on Conflict Management. I'm Bob Hatfield.
Thank you.